Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series for the job role of General Duty Assistant, textbook for class 11th. In Unit 3, we will learn about the responsibilities of General Duty Assistant in care of hospitalized patient or inpatient. Role of General Duty Assistant for inpatient involves providing support to patient during their hospitalization and helping in their daily care plan, making bed for patient, transportation of biological sample to laboratories and care of body after death. Let us first figure out what is an inpatient department or IPD. Inpatient department consists of different wards with nursing station, beds and all other facility and services necessary for good health care. In IPD, patients are admitted for short or long-term treatment depending on severity of their diseases. Thus, to cover lesson on different role of General Duty Assistant for inpatient care, Unit 3 has 5 sessions. Session 1, Role of General Duty Assistant in admission of patient. Session 2, Activities of patient care. Session 3, Making bed for patients. Session 4, Transportation of specimens. Session 5, Care of body after death. In this session, we will learn about the role of General Duty Assistant in admission of patient, which covers the procedures to be followed during admission of patient to the hospital till discharge. Admission of patient admitted or hospitalized to stay for observation, investigation and treatment of their diseases. The admission of patient can be either emergency or routine type. The emergency type admission requires during acute conditions such as heart attack, accident, poisoning, labor pain and shock to save the life of the patient. Routine admission done for planned treatment and surgeries in different diseases like hypertension, diabetes, chronic hepatitis, jaundice, hernia, cirrhosis of liver, chronic renal failure, nephritis and bronchitis. Recording of personal and medical data of patient. The very first step is the recording of general information of patient at recording session. To give immediate care, it is necessary to know the diagnosis, the duration of illness and physician to be referred. Medical history and examination of patient. Physician or medical staff records detailed social and medical history of the patient. Examination of the complete body carried out to diagnose the disease and to prescribe the treatment. The patient with mild sickness are not admitted in the hospital, whereas patient with acute condition admitted for further investigation and treatment. Transportation of patient. Transportation of patient to the destination must be done carefully without deterioration of his condition. For internal transportation of patient, trolley, stretcher, lift, escalator are used, while transporting patient outside of the hospital, ambulance, relief van, train and any other manual laborers are employed. For transportation of patient in medical condition, triage system applied to sort out patient into those who need immediate transportation to the hospital and those patients with less severe injuries. Triage system guides us to categorize patient during emergency or casualty. Severity of critical condition demands to prioritize patient who needs to be handled first. Levels of priorities are shown by red, green and white color respectively. Triage step can be started before transportation in providing first aid facility. Many of you might have seen different type of stretchers. A stretcher is used for transportation of seriously or injured victim. Different types of stretchers are Farley stretcher or general stretcher, trolley bed stretcher with attached trolley, Neil Robertson stretcher used for rescue purposes, Paragard stretcher or foldable stretcher, improvised stretcher and utile stretcher which is foldable from middle, pail and canvas stretcher, scoop and orthopedic stretcher. Remember, while carrying a loaded stretcher, always do that. Head should be higher than feet. Carry the feet first only. If victim limbs are not injured, then loading a victim into ambulance. Now, we will explore about admitting the patient into the wards. A general duty assistant performs many functions during reception of patient to the ward. These are developing a rapport with patient if it is not an emergency condition, putting sick patient to the bed immediately, introducing patient to the nursing personnel of the respective wards, explaining hospital policies, procedures, routine to the patient and his relative in a polite manner, guiding patient's relative about visiting hour and hospital bill payments, making aware the patient and relatives about the diet to be taken and meal timing of the hospital, assisting nursing staff in recording vital parameter of the patient, following the doctor's guidelines and instructions that are to be carried out immediately, recording the inpatient chart, the date and time of admission, condition of the patient and the observation made out of the patient. Now, we will find out a call light and how to rescue call light frequency. A call light is given to the patient to alert nursing care staff member for the help. It enables the bedridden patient to communicate with staff to report pain or request pain medication, to report unusual monitor noises, to request daily living needs such as bathroom assistance or an extra blanket when required. An effective way to reduce call light frequency is to remove all the reasons for call light in the first place, such as take hourly nursing round to ascertain and meet patient need, offer medication dose timely and toileting assistance, put necessary items like water, remote, telephone within patient reach. Now, let us summarize what we have learned in this session. We have learned about careful transportation of patient, stretchers type, triage system, procedure to be followed during admission of patient in the ward, reception of patient in the ward in a comfortable and mannerly way, and how to reduce call light frequency. That's all for this video, and in next video we will cover session 2 of unit 3. Till then, enjoy learning.